Hello everybody, welcome to Immigration with Kathia. I am Kathia Quiros, an immigration lawyer, and today I am going to talk to you guys about the public charge. What is the public charge? It's a new regulation, and when we talk about regulations, we have to explain what is it. So the public charge is not a new law. The law exists since 1997 and basically says that we cannot give a green card to someone who is planning to come to the United States to become a public charge, to live upon the benefits, the public government benefits. So the law, it's been alive since 1997, but it was not a major problem for immigrants because since most immigrants don't have a social security number, they are not allowed to obtain public benefits. Now the government has changed the regulation, and the regulation is coming into effect February 24 of this year. And the new regulation basically says we are going to follow the law. We're not going to give a green card to someone who will come to the United States or will obtain a green card to obtain public benefits. But now we're going to change the definition, and we're going to say that you are a public benefit if you or any of your family members will use public benefits because they depend on you. So this change in regulation, it's a major issue now, because while many millions of undocumented immigrants are living in the United States undocumented and are not receiving public benefits for themselves, they are receiving public benefits for their children or for their spouses. This new change is going to delay or deny many green cards to many immigrants. So how do you protect against the public charge? Well, the first thing you need to do is to understand the concept behind it, because unless you understand really what's going on, you will not be able to protect yourself against the public charge. So step number one is we have to understand what is the public charge. The public charge basically says, if you tell me that you are poor, I will not give you a green card. Okay, so let's repeat, because this is very important. The government says, if you tell me that you are poor, I will not give you a green card. So how are you going to tell the government that you're poor? Well, the government has created a new form. It's called the I-944. And this form, it's a questionnaire about your financial situation, your educational situation, your health, your credit. In fact, it's like a questionnaire about your whole entire life and the life of your dependents. So it's not only about you, but it's also about your spouse and your kids. So in this questionnaire, you have to tell the government if you are poor or you are not poor. Now, one of the easiest ways to tell the government that you are poor is if you apply for public benefits. Why? Because public benefits are normally for the underserved, for those who are making below the poverty guidelines. The government every year announces a table, and the government says, if you live alone in the United States and you don't have any dependents and you don't have anybody, and you make less than this amount of money, you are poor. If you make on top of this amount of money, you are not poor. So we have a table that the government releases every year. For immigrants, our table is called 864P. If you Google USCIS 864P, you're gonna get a table that is gonna tell you how much each family needs to make according to the number of family members. Are we okay so far? If you are following me, please write it down and say it. Kathia, I am understanding. You can keep going. Kathia, you are making sense. Hi, Carla. Today I am home, working from home, because Carla was sick, but now she's doing better. And we're talking in English today. Okay, so you can lay down with me? Why don't you lay down and I keep talking about the public charge? Okay? Come on. Okay. So we said that first, the government will not give us a green card if we tell the government that we're poor. Two, that receiving public benefits is not the main problem. The main problem is that in order to receive public benefits, I have to tell the government I am poor, because public benefits are mostly for people who are making less than the federal poverty guidelines. And how do I find out the amount of money that I need to make? I have to find it on a table, and the table, I can Google it and find it at USCIS 864P, and I will see the list with the amounts that I need to make. Okay? So this part will solve all the questions about, is this public benefit good? Is this public benefit bad? Is this program good? Is this program gonna affect me? All of those questions will be answered with what I just told you. If in order to obtain that benefit, you have to tell the government that you are poor, it is definitely a public benefit that will make you a public charge. Okay? So be very careful when applying for public benefits. Be very careful with what you say, because if you are telling the government that you're poor, you're basically throwing yourself under the bus. You are basically telling the government, I am a public charge. Okay, so many people are gonna tell me, because it happens, in fact, we have many families where there is a kid with special needs, or one of the spouses has a chronic condition that requires hospitalization or medical treatment that is extremely expensive. What do we do in those cases? Well, in those cases, we put our priorities in place. And the number one priority is health. Your health is always more important than any documents, any legal papers. So we always put our priorities in the right place, and health is always more important. Now, if there is any way we can avoid public benefits, we do it. If there is no way we can avoid public benefits, then concentrate in health. It's always more important. Now, can I have a public benefit and I still get my green card? Well, it depends. And that's where the lawyer comes into place. That's where you hire a lawyer to do your paperwork, because the lawyer has to be able to create arguments of why this person has received public benefits in the past, but upon receiving their green card, they will not receive any more public benefits, because they will be able to obtain a better job, better income, better opportunities. So I don't think that everybody, Carlita, okay. I don't think that the mere fact that you're receiving a public benefit like medical insurance for your kids will be that sole factor that will determine that you will not get your green card. I think that there will be situations where the government will understand the situation and will allow this person who is applying for the green cards to obtain a bond. Because that's the other thing about public charge. The government is now saying, we're not gonna give a green card. We're not gonna give a green card to anybody that will become a public charge, but we will, in cases of doubt, we are gonna allow for this person to pay a bond, which is basically a promise for money, a promise that will say, okay, I promise that for the next 5 years, I will not receive any public benefits, and to show that my promise is good, I am gonna give you a bond for $10,000. And if I break my promise, then you keep the $10,000. So I think many people who are receiving public benefits or who have special situations will be able to obtain this bond and will be able to obtain their green cards. So I do think that the public benefit, it's not the end of the world. I think we need to keep working towards getting green cards. We need to keep fighting. We need to keep walking towards the goal, which is to get green cards. I'm sorry, Carla is getting bored, but we are here because she's sick, so that's why I cannot do this from my office. So I hope that the show today was easy to understand, and I will keep trying to do shows in English, explain the immigration laws, and hope that you had fun learning about the public charge today. So please don't let anxiety and fear take over. You still have to hope that one day you will get your green card. I believe that we will all one day will be able to come out of the shadows, get our papers, and become legal residents of the United States. So let's keep working towards that. Thanks for being here. Bye. Hold on a second, mi amor. I have to stop this and I don't know how to do it.